guys, I am just continuing on with my reading. Delving deeper into how the journey toward resignation unfolds will reveal just how terrifying the issue of the human condition has been, which is precisely what the reader needs to become aware of in order to appreciate why it has, until now, been impossible to truthfully and thus effectively explain human behaviour. Yes, describing what occurs at resignation makes it abundantly clear why resigned humans became so superficial and artificial in their thinking, incapable of plumbing the great depths of the human condition, and thus incapable of finding the desperately needed understanding of human existence. So this is paragraph 108. So what happened at around 14 or 15 years of age for virtually all humans growing up under the duress of the imperfections of our human condition was that to avoid the suicidal depression that accompanied any thinking about the issue of our species and our own seemingly extremely imperfect condition, there was simply no choice but to stop grappling with the answerless question. And so, despite the human condition being the all-important issue of the meaningfulness or otherwise of our existence, there came a time, and although it varies according to each individual's circumstances, it typically occurred at about 14 or 15 years of age, when adolescents were forced to put the whole depressing subject aside once and for all, and just hope that one day in the future, the explanation and defence for our species, and thus our own apparently horrifically flawed, seemingly utterly disappointing, sad state would be found, because then, and only then, would it be psychologically safe to even broach the subject. In 2010, a poignantly honest film titled It's Kind of a Funny Story, based on Ned Vizzini's book of the same title, was made about a 16-year-old boy named Craig who is going through the agonising process of grappling with the human condition. He struggles with suicidal depression from anxiety about grades, parents who don't seem to have a clue that there's something bigger going on, 2 wars, impending environmental catastrophe, a messed up economy. Eventually, a psychiatrist counsels him that there is a saying that goes something like this: Lord, grant me the strength to change the things I can, the courage to accept the things I can't, and the wisdom to know the difference. Basically, he is advised to resign himself to living in denial of the human condition. The Beatles song Let It Be, consistently voted one of the most popular songs of the 20th century, is actually an anthem to this need that adolescents have historically had when confronted with the unbearable hour of darkness that came from grappling with the issue of all the broken-hearted people living in the world, to let it be until tomorrow when there will be an answer. And that's Lennon-McCartney, 1970. So when the great poet Gerard Manley Hopkins wrote about the unbearably depressing subject of the human condition in his aptly titled poem No Worst There Is None in 1885, his words, "Oh the mind, mind has mountains, cliffs of fall, frightful sheer, no man fathomed," did not exaggerate the depth of depression humans faced if we allowed our minds to think about the human condition while it was still to be fathomed, understood, answered. Yes, when in my hour of darkness Mother Mary comes, speaking words of wisdom, let it be, accept the adult's wisdom and don't go there.